How's it going, everyone? It's Alan here. Welcome to a brand new video, another day of account progression. I just finished crafting all of the topaz amulets from last video, level 53 crafting at the moment, getting closer to level 61. As a reminder, I invested 728k into the red topazes, and then obviously the money for silver bars. I'm going to try and sell them at 1200, and only 499 are selling so far. So I guess I'm just going to drop this down a little bit. I was really hoping they would sell for this much. The high sell price is like 1239 right now. Let's throw them in for 1100, and they're still not selling. Okay, so because of that, I'm looking at the price for these silver bars and red topaz. I would have to sell them for 1023 just to break even. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's hope they sell, and okay, they all sold. 312k back for that. I'm not really sure how much I made in total from that, and I don't even feel like calculating it. But I'm going to price check all of these silver bars I still have and my current cash stack as well. Let's see how much we have in cash right here. 1.1 mil, so that's not really bad at all. First quest of the day completed, it's Dwarf Cannon, and now I can make cannonballs and also use a Dwarf multi-cannon. I probably won't ever see myself making cannonballs, but I will buy myself a Dwarf Cannon right now. I am going to get to level 40 ranged because there's a money-making method that I would like to try out. It's buying arrow tips in the ranging guild, and you need level 40 range to have access to it. And the last time I ever tested it, it was over like 700k GP per hour, so it might be worth for doing right now. And I would really like to make some profit. I think I'm going to train over at rock crabs or maybe ogres as well. I'm not sure what the best spot is from level 1 to 40 ranged with a cannon, but that's what I'm going to do right now. So let's just buy these cannonballs and let's go training. Level 40 ranged coming in, and like I said, I was training on rock crabs, and then for the last little bit of levels, I did go to ogres. I only did ogres from like level 35 to 40 or something like that. And I'm just going to sell back the cannon right now, and I need the GP for the arrowheads, which is why I'm doing that. And I don't know if a lot of people bought this area, but if not, this should be great money. There is the level 40 ranged requirement, whereas a lot of people bought rune shops, for example, and a lot of them have no requirements whatsoever. But I'm going to test this out. Let's hope for some great results, and let's hope I make some really good money. After about 6 minutes, this is what I was able to buy. I also started with 700k. The main source of profit are usually the steel arrow tips, and I also do buy the other ones as well. There's a certain quantity that I buy per world, and then I go ahead and world hop, and then I just rinse and repeat. I'm going to sell everything right now. Let's hope I made something decent, and hopefully it's something like 700, 800k per hour, maybe even more than that. So I'm left with a little over 777k. I also have an offer in for rune arrow tips for about 49k, and if these sell, that's a total profit of 126k, and since I did this in 6 minutes, that's 1.26 million GP per hour, which is really good, but this doesn't take into account the world hopping limit. If I took that into account, this would probably still be above like 900k per hour, and this is actually really good for a low-level money-making source. So I'm somewhat addicted to this now. I just did another round of shop buying, and the whole Grand Exchange is green. That's always a great sight. I just need to sell these steel arrows now. We'll throw them in for 31. They sold for 93k in total. And if I collect all of the GP, we get 1.2 mil back. And like I said, this is great money for a low-level account. The shop is usually always stocked, but I am doing this at non-peak time right now, so that's probably the reason it's good right now. I could imagine even on non-peak times, this is still great. For example, the mage shops, even if you do those at non-peak times, they're still always heavily botted. So I guess I'm just going to keep doing this, and we're going to keep making some money. There was actually one more quest that I wanted to complete, and it was the Biohazard quest, and this quest didn't take any time at all. We get 3 quest points, 1250 thieving experience, and because of this quest, I can now have access to the combat training arena, and that requires the Biohazard quest to be completed. There's another arrow tip related shop in there. I'm going to be testing that shop to see if it's worth it as well. For now, I'm just going to sell some of these items in my inventory just to get back some cash, and I'm going to go ahead and test that method. So I didn't stay at the combat training camp for too long, but these are all of the arrow tips that I got. Again, the profit usually comes with the steel arrow ones and iron ones most frequently. I did still buy miller ones, adamant ones, and also the steel arrows. Basically the same concept, just like the arrow tip shop in the ranging guild. And I'm going to sell all of these at a high sell price for maximum profit. My current plan right now is to start some magic training so I can get that requirement for lunar diplomacy. I'm going to be splash cursing on the Monk of Zamorak and Varrock, and I just need a full melee set and green D'hide Vambraces. If you have a certain negative magic bonus, you will never successfully hit on an NPC, that's why it's called splashing, and I'll be casting other spells with this, so I'll be starting with Curse and then working my way up, and I'm going to set myself up for this, and we'll see what kind of gains I can get. I've been here for quite some time, and I actually switched to Splash Alching, so I'm just casting the low level Alch spell, and there's 43 magic coming in. I did buy myself unfinished maple longbows and nature runes, obviously to cast the Alching, and since I'm 43 magic now, I am going to be switching to superheating, and I'm going to start off with iron ores. This is pretty decent magic XP per hour. It also gives the 0-time smithing experience, which is nice, and I'm going to be doing this for a while, and I'll just be back with an update. And here's level 55 magic coming in hot, and I can now cast High Alchs. I did switch to teleporting to Camelot over and over again for the remaining magic experience that I needed. I sold all of my iron ores and such. I bought a bunch of law runes and then just kept teleporting to Camelot over and over again, and it's still pretty good experience doing that. I just got bored with superheating right away and then just wanted to tele to Camelot. Also, it didn't take me long to get from level 43 to 45 to use the spell, but finally level 55, so that's pretty nice. All of the arrow tips that I had in the GE from before finally sold, and I bought myself more unfinished maple longbows and nature runes, and I'm just going to spam Alch for my remaining magic levels. I'm currently level 59 at the moment, and I'm just going to chill out for now and just Alch. But before I do that, I'm going to keep buying the arrow tips and such from the ranging guild since I'm still pretty addicted to the method. It's still really good money per hour, and I'm probably just going to keep doing that until I get bored. After some alching and making more money from the shop, I thought I would do some quests for right now. So here's Goblin Diplomacy completed, and now I'm going to plan on doing the Lost Tribe quest, and I don't know, I'm just doing random quests just to get them out of the way. I usually have no particular order of what quests I want to do in order, other than like the one video where I was speedrunning those 4 quests in a row in free to play, like Rune Mysteries, Restless Ghost, and all of those quests. But later on the account, I'll probably start to plan stuff, especially if I'm going to work towards, say, Legends Quest, or obviously Lunar Diplomacy, or even like Desert Treasure, for example. I'm just going to do Lost Tribe now, and it shouldn't take very long. There's the quest completed, and I get 3k mining XP and another quest point, so there's level 23 mining coming in. I'm actually going to head back to the Grand Exchange and do some more alching. I have about 1.7 mil in cash right now, so let's go ahead and spend it. Level 70 magic coming in, and this might be a surprise to a lot of you, but I've just been alching for most of today while watching live streams on Twitch, and I won't be doing this until level 99, but at some point I might include alching when I train agility, for example. If you're just alching at a bank, it's super inefficient, but there comes a time when I just want to chill out and not be efficient. Usually I talk about efficiency a lot in these videos, at least for the most part, but sometimes I like to be inefficient and just chill out, and just sit here all day and just click my mouse, all day long. I started the first part of the recipe for Disaster Quest, and I'm not sure when I'll get the entire quest completed. Honestly, it's my least favorite quest to do because there's so many parts to it, but Barrow's gloves are super nice to have, so that might be my motivation. There's only been one time in my RuneScape career where I've gotten Barrow's gloves, and that was on my old main account, and now I get to do it all over again, and I also get to enjoy this 1-hour cutscene of this quest as well. So I've actually had this offer in my GE for some time, and they're Bone Dagger Poison ++, and because of the Lost Tribe quest, you can access a certain shop where you can buy bone bolts and also pieces of bone weaponry. So I took some bone daggers and I went ahead and poisoned them, and then I've just been selling them, and roughly I'm going to be making about like 3k on each of them if they can all successfully sell, so that's pretty cool, I guess. So I only sold 10 so far, so that's 90k. I've been doing some more shop buying as well, got a bunch of steel arrow tips and such. I'm actually not going to sell these, I'm actually going to start some fletching training. So at level 15 I can make iron arrows, for example, at level 30 steel arrows, and I'm going to buy myself a bunch of headless arrows, probably a lot of arrow shafts and feathers as well, just to get more headless arrows. And I'm not sure what fletching level I'll be going for, I'm just going to be making all of these into the arrows, and we'll see what level I get. I finished up most of the arrow tips, and I'm currently level 49 fletching right now, which is pretty good progress in my opinion, and it didn't really take that long to do. Making arrows is somewhat decent experience per hour, but I'm going to sell all of these right now, just clear up my entire inventory, and then I'm just still waiting on the bone daggers to sell. Hopefully one day they'll sell, I'm not sure when. It's going to be a while though because this item is rarely ever traded, so I guess I'm just going to have to wait and see. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. It's the best way to support me on this channel. And if you're liking the videos in general, like I say in every single video, leave down a subscription and turn those notifications on to stay tuned when I upload new videos. And if you have any sort of comments for this video or feedback in general, feel free to leave that down in the comment section below. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all next time.